Hello, can you hear me, guys?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, Luis. Hello there. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Right. So we have Luis, Ricardo Guzman, right? Raimundo. Okay. PowerPoint. All right. Can you guys hear me? Are you okay with the sound? Right. Great. Great. Well, so first, let's start by thank you, thank all of you, right, for participating and being interested in this first aviation workshop, right, AV workshop hosted by Clearway Academy that we want to start doing this month, right, starting now in May, right? So thank you very much for being up here on time, right? That's good. Right. Well, this is our first conversation workshop, and the idea is not going to be a class, not at all. It's going to be based on participation. Okay. So I really need you to interact as much as you can with the other people that is here, right? To share your experiences and of course to get to know each and one of you here, right? The main objectives we have today is to practice, of course, the English language. We know that it's not something that happens very often here in Chile in particular, right? We don't often get the opportunity to use the language, right? Maybe the only chance we get to speak English is during an English class, right? Maybe when we were at school, maybe we have a friend, right? But no more than that, right? So that's why we wanted to create this space for you to be able to practice, okay? And the other objective is, of course, to encourage you to use the language, right? Particularly in aviation, you know, that is very, very important to be proficient using this language and maintain your skills very, very sharp, right? And the grammar we're going to be using today is past, okay? The topic where I'm going to present you is, it's for using the simple past and you will see how it goes, right? So welcome all of you. And again, thank you for being here tonight, right? Let's continuing by establishing some ground rules, right? As it is an English workshop, no Spanish is allowed, right? I'm the only one allowed to use Spanish if we ever need to explain something, if we get, you know, stuck, if it happens, right? I can help you with that, all right? You are all using your cameras on, please keep them like that so the interaction can be as normal as possible, you know, given this online feature, right? And I really want to encourage you to ask questions and to interact with each other, right? Not only me talking, of course, and presenting, but let's create that interaction between all of you, right? That's the idea for today. So let's move on then, right? Let me introduce myself, right? My name is Felipe Teixido. I'm a commercial pilot. I've been flying from 2012. And I'm an active member of the Curacaví Air Club, right? I feel really, really passionate about aviation since I started, as I told you, almost 10 years ago, right? And I'm really into, you know, helping or putting, you know, yeah, helping from my corner of knowledge, which is specifically English, which is something I also feel very passionate about, right? I'm a translator, and here at Clearway, I'm an aeronautical English teacher, right? I've been working here for almost 4 years now, helping pilots to prepare, sorry, and pass their ICAO English exam, right? So that's a little bit about me, right? And now let's go and get to know each of one of you, right? Please, I want you to introduce yourselves, right? Let's see who wants to start first. Any volunteers that wants to introduce themselves?
Hello.
Luis, hello there. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Luis Prado. I am from Venezuela. What do you do right now? I'm work at the deposit. I don't know of the lubricants, something like that.
Okay.
What do you like about the aviation? All. I think so, because I studied aircraft mechanic in 2015. So now I'm going to be a pilot.
Great. So now you are starting your pilot course for your private
Yeah,
pilot, right?
yeah. I am student pilot now.
Very good. Very good. When did this interest for aviation started, Luis?
Excuse me.
When did this interest for aviation start?
I think I like for I don't know, for the children, childhood. I don't know where you say that.
Right? Since you
Um,
could say, right?
yeah, that's it.
Good.
So I love aviation. So that's it. I don't.
Great. Thank you, Luis, right? Thank you very much. Let's continue with another one, please.
Hi, I'm Nicolás Espinosa. I'm a student on Clearway. I'm a at the moment I'm a private pilot. I just studying for now. And what I like about aviation, I like the lifestyle. I like the experience, the people who I'm going to know, and that's it.
Right. Very good, Nico. Thank you very much, right? Let's continue, right? Maybe Raimundo?
Good morning, or good afternoon, sorry.
Good afternoon.
My name is Raimundo Fuentes. I am in the last year of school and I want to study pilot. And in this year, I am preparing the PSU and English in general.
Sorry, what are you preparing?
The PSU and apart the English.
All right, very good. Where are you studying English, Raimundo?
Sorry?
Where are you studying English?
In Tromwell and in the school.
Very good. Very nice. And what do you like about aviation, Raimundo?
All the planes, the lifestyle, and in special I am motivated to translate passengers in
Great. Great.
location.
Good. Thank you very much, Raimundo, right? Continuing here, we have Constanza. Constanza, maybe you want to introduce yourself. Hello.
Hello, Felipe. Hi now. How nice to see you. Thank you very much for your invitation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And first of all, I would like to say hello to everybody. And really, my congratulations for you, Felipe. This is an excellent, excellent opportunity to interact, to really, no, really great, great, great. We need a society, as a society, to understand the importance of English, the importance to improve our English, the importance of English in aviation. It's very, very important. I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I used to fly 24 years. I flew 24 years in LATAM Airlines. At the end, I was a captain for 787, and I had the opportunity to fly a lot in other countries and interacting with people of other countries. Quite difficult to understand different English.
Exactly. Very challenging must be, right?
Yes, it is. It is.
Right.
Congratulations to all of you who are starting your careers and entering to this aviation.
Right. Thank you very much, Constanza. Nice to meet you finally as well,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, it's very good to see you, right? And well, for the ones that don't know here, Constanza is an actually ICAO English evaluator, right? So she evaluates pilots with their English exam. So all of you are being tested tonight, right?
No, no, please. I'm not testing. I'm not testing.
Right.
I really appreciate the effort each one of you is making right now to improve English, to learn English. No, no, I'm not testing. Please,
Oh,
please.
no. Yeah, of course. It's just joking, right? Right.
Yeah,
Good. Thank you
please.
very much, Constanza. Right. Good. Let's continue then, right? Who wants to go next? We have Patricio, Vicente, Ricardi, Ana as well, right? Patricio, please.
Okay, hi, and good afternoon. And I introduce myself, I'm Patricio, and now I have 23 years old. And recently my birthday was the last Monday, so it's my first week with this years. But well, okay, introduce myself. Now I'm private pilot, starting to be IFR pilot to instruments, and with the hope to be commercial pilot the next year, maybe with the quarantine, so it's a little difficult to fly now, but I use this time to study, to practice, and work. I work like a publicist, and I have my pyme for say that, and I sell purified water, agua purificada, perdón, and another jobs that I try to building for nothing, for like that, I don't know, and that I like to study, like aviation, for the liberty that you can have when you are flying, when you are on the sky. I like the feeling that you have when you are behind the controls, the nervios, pardon, los nervios that you need to control when you are take off or when you are in landing. So I feel this career very interesting and very difficult, and if I'm honest, because you need to be focused on your task. You need to be always very focused on what are you doing, and that I love this for the views, for the sensation, feelings, and its emotion for is very important to me, because I never think I can be a pilot, but the opportunity has come and I took that, and now I prepare myself, study. 2 years ago, I don't speak nothing of English. I passed these 2 years studying, and is that is.
Great, very good, Patricio. Thank you very much for your insight. And as you say, you know, it's been very difficult times now because of all of this pandemic, you know, but the important thing, what I really like that you mentioned, is that you keep studying, you know, and that is something we know that is very important in these times, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Patricio. Right. Let's continue with Ricardo, right? Ricardo Guzman, we have there.
Sorry, Felipe, I must thank you
Right.
about this beautiful teaching. I'm not Ricardi, I am Ricardo.
All right. I'm sorry, right?
Sorry, I am flying 54 years.
Right.
And I like it so much. It's incredible. Every day more. And to have the possibility to speak to the towers in English, it's a beautiful dream. Because if you fly in North America, and if you can fly in North America and they understand you, it's amazing. It's really beautiful. Have you flown in America, in North America?
I haven't had that pleasure, but I totally understand what you mean, right?
They help you. They are beautiful. They are really a dream. You can't believe it. Thank you very much, Felipe.
Right. Thank you, Ricardo. And tell us a little about your career, Ricardo. Where are you flying now, or where did you fly?
Club Aéreo Valparaíso. As I told you, 54 years. And the last 4 years, I built my own plane, an RV-14. it's a dream. It's 200 miles per hour,
Amazing.
1,000 miles autonomy,
Right.
full digital, automatic pilot. It's incredible plane, and I have teach a lot. I have a lot of hours teaching and
You have to let us fly that plane. Do you rent it?
no, it's not for rent. You can't get any RV for rent in the world, and there are 10,800 flying. Nobody rent an RV. Sorry.
That's a
You must
rule,
build
right?
one.
That is a rule.
You must build one for yourself.
Right, right.
It's a
Sounds like
dream.
a dream come true, Ricardo. To
It's
have
a
your
dream.
plane
It's a
into-
dream. It's
Yeah,
the biggest dream of the life.
great. Thank you very much, Ricardo. Right, we
Thank
really
you.
appreciate the passion about aviation in your words. Right, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Right, let's continue. Right, we have Vicente. Please, would you like to go?
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Vicente. I am 28 years old. I finished commercial pilot school in 2016, and I have been hence looking for a job as a pilot. I have actually flown also in Canada and the States, just sightseeing, and in the States I got my private pilot's convalidation. So I've got my FAA private pilot's license, also IFR, and I wanted to. I was curious about what this was going to be about, what we were going to be talking about, and well, I'm also interested in and obviously in the English language. I also speak French, and I don't know. Well, obviously it's been difficult finding a job in these pandemic times, but I'm still positive, looking forward to the future, and hoping that the airlines will start, hiring, because I think I speak on behalf of everybody here. We are all passionate about aviation and what it entails, but it's also, we also know how difficult it can be in terms of landing that first job in an airline. So yeah, that's me. I have obviously not as much experience as Ricardo and Constanza, I think it was, who spoke before I got here, but I have my fair share of experience as well. But obviously wanting to help out anybody who has any questions, always open to that. And well, obviously thank you, Felipe, for hosting this, and yeah, I'll let somebody else speak now.
Great. Thank you very much, Vicente, for your introduction, right? For your presentation, right? Let's continue then, right? We have Anna and Phidias. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. So, hi, Felipe.
See you again, Anita.
Yes. My name is Ana. I'm from Ecuador, but I live here in Chile about 3 years. And I am a commercial pilot from the FAA. I got there my commercial with multi-engine and IFR rating. And I'm here convalidating my license, but due to COVID, due to the lockdowns, I can't fly as many of you, I guess. But yeah, I'm stuck. And that's it.
Right, yeah.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah, just waiting, right? But keeping current, right? Studying and preparing.
Yes.
We will go back.
Studying and doing anything related to aviation.
Right, right. And how was your experience regarding the English language, flying and getting your license in the States, Anna?
It was hard. It was hard. I knew a little bit. I knew a general. I'm so rusty. I knew a little bit about English, but then in the communications with the ATC, with ground control, it was like a different kind of English. It was more strict. but it was very fun to learn there. And I flew in Fort Lauderdale Executive in Miami, which is one of the busiest busiest airport of general aviation.
Right.
So yeah, it was really hard at the beginning, but then it was just so smooth.
Right, right. A true challenge, right? And glad that you could go through it and of course learn a lot from that experience, right? Thank you, Anna, right?
Mhm.
Right. Let's continue then with Fidias, please. Introduce yourself, Fidias.
Hi, Felipe. Hi for everybody. My name is Fidias Munoz. I'm from Venezuela. I have 3.5 years living in Chile. I was pilot in Venezuela. I flown helicopters in Venezuela and an airplane. But in Chile, I only get my pilot license on airplane. What I doing now? I'm doing a flying instructor course with Clearway, but due to the pandemic, the last year and current year is stopped the course. I waiting for the check ride from the DGCA, and while I'm working in different jobs, what I like for me about the aviation, the aviation have seen my life. I fly. My first fly was when I was 19 years old. But whatever my career is very slow because I fly on the army, and in the army you don't fly many hours, but it's my life. The aviation is my life. I think so. This activity with the English is very important for us because the English is an international language, and for aviation is most important.
Exactly.
I think so that we need to improve constantly our skills with the language to be professional on the aviation.
Exactly. Very good. Thank you, Fidias. And as you say, it's important to keep practicing and keep using our English skills whenever we can, so we can keep proficient at the use of the language, right? Thank you, Fidias, right?
Right. Thanks. Thankfully.
Good.
You're
good.
welcome.
Right, so we have introduced all of the ones that are here present, right? And let's move on then to this next activity, right? Which is essentially what we're going to be talking about today, our first solo flight, okay? From the 9 assistants we have here, there's only 2 that are not pilots yet, right? Which is Raimundo and Luis. So can anybody please here explain to them what is our first solo? What is a first solo flight? Volunteers? Or may I pick one, right? What about Nico? Do you want to try it?
Okay, no problem. Well, the first solo flight is the best moment of your life, is going to be a unique moment of your life. Clearly, it's going to change you, because maybe at the time you don't see it, but it's a very important step on your career as a pilot or in your life. The first of all is when your instructor, after a little when your instructor see you capable of fly by your own, see you confident by yourself, and literally tells you, okay, you have to take off of the runway. Well, do your pre-fly, do your checklist, communicate with the ATC if you have ATC, and then all the process, start the engine, do the checklist after start the engine, then go into the runway, take off of the runway, and do a transit and airfield transit. That's the
Traffic pattern, you could say.
traffic pattern. That. Sorry. Do a traffic pattern 3 times.
Right.
At least here in Chile is 3 times, but you have to go back to the umbral. Say umbral.
Threshold.
Please say again.
Threshold, right? It's a kind of tough word, right?
Yes. I don't going to say it.
We get you, no worry.
Sorry. And well, that's it. 3 times, and then you land on the runway, and that's it. Honestly, it don't take too much time, but well, it depends. If you are nervous, could take all the time of the world. But for me, it was the best, I don't know, 20 minutes of my life, maybe more, because I feel free. Honestly, I feel so free, because you are alone. Maybe along your career as a pilot, if you are flying alone, may be boring. But in that time, is amazing. Don't have words, honestly, because you're alone flying a plane.
I really, when you started saying it's the best moment of your life, I couldn't help but smile when you said that, because, you know, I was truly remembering when was my first time, particularly my first solo flight, and man, I totally understand and share your words, Nico. You know, in my case, it was back in December 2012. On a cold June, no, it wasn't December, sorry, it was June, right? On a cold morning, you know, during the winter, it was very calm in terms of weather, you know, and there was no traffic because it was a weekday, you know, so it was very smooth, you know. I felt with a lot of responsibility in the moment that my instructor left the cockpit, you know. But the feeling was definitely amazing, and as you say, the feeling of freedom you get as soon as the airplane takes off, you know, it's amazing, you know. As you say,
amazing.
It's difficult to find some words to describe it, right? Great, thank you very much.
There are no words. There are no words in the world to describe it.
Exactly.
Felipe,
right.
can I say something?
Of course, please go ahead, Ricardo.
There is not any pilot in the world who has forgotten his first flight.
Agreed.
Not
definitely agree.
One.
You remember like it was yesterday, right?
The best.
Can you tell us about your first flight, Ricardo? What airplane did you fly?
It was in Rodelillo,
right?
And it was in 1967, and it's unforgettable. No, it was in a Cherokee 140. Kilo Victor Echo is still alive, is still in the club. It's incredible. I always, when I see the plane, I say, hello, how are you?
Of course.
Thank you, Felipe.
Right, amazing, Ricardo. Very good, right? Great to see, keep seeing that first plane flying again, right? Good. Somebody else, right? Who wants to share their first solo flight experience, right?
I will go, Felipe.
Please.
For me, my first solo, I can't really remember the date. I think it was in April. But one thing I do remember was when my instructor told me, okay, now it's going to be just you. He got out of the plane. I did the engine checks at the threshold. And when I took off, the feeling I got from having taken off many times with my instructor and now taking off alone was how light the plane was compared to when there was a passenger on board. And not to say that my instructor was heavy, but the feeling you get when you know you get used to flying the plane with another person with another load inside, and then that load is taken off, and then the plane just takes off earlier. It's a lot more maneuverable. It's a lot quicker. It climbs faster. And I remember that feeling, like how quickly it took off. And you know, in the traffic pattern, it was just me and the plane, and being 1,000 feet above the airport, the landing strip. It was just like, okay, this is me and the machine and the air around me, and you know, the training has paid off, and it's amazing. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, very good, right? As you say, yeah, it definitely feels different. The performance, it's different, and it's even better, right? When you get that option without the passenger next to you. Thank you, Vicente, right? Very good. Now maybe we can ask Constanza, please, to share your experience. We're talking about the first solo flight, but maybe we can go into your first flight in an airline, because you are the airline pilot here, right? Most of us here would like to follow that path, you know, into our professional career. So maybe you can share some insights about how was your first time flying, you know, these big jets, airplanes, right?
Yes, I was going to tell you about that. I wish all of you, you will have more beautiful experiences. I wish all of you get there, because you have many other experiences beautiful as your first solo flight. The first time, as you said, Felipe, you fly in the airline. The first time you go to any other airport. The first time you fly another airplane, bigger airplane, somewhere else around the world, have new experiences. You will have many other great experiences as the first solo flight. Yes.
Great. That's very encouraging, Coin. Right. Thank you very much. Right. Good. And what about, well, Raimundo and Luis, right? You haven't flown yet, but listening to these different experiences we have here, how do you feel about this moment in the pilot career? Do you know maybe a friend that has experienced this, or what thing you can expect from this first flight?
Really, I don't know why it's the first solo, the first flight solo, but I think it's amazing. Who say what is the name? Nicolas.
Nicolas?
And yeah, Nicolas says the experience of the first solo flight is amazing. So I think it's incredible. So that's it.
Great.
It's the truth, man. It's the truth.
Amazing, right?
Thank you.
Amazing.
What about you, Raimundo?
I could stay all the day to listen any different experience.
Right.
It's I want to stay in the moment, but it's very beautiful. I believe, but I remember this moment when I will do this flight. I remember this moment.
Have you ever experienced flight, Raimundo, in commercial or general aviation?
Yes, I remember my first when I travel alone.
Right.
Alone because I need to travel until Italy, and I am alone. I
Okay.
was alone,
Right.
and it was very nervous experience because I traveled to the country. I don't speak Italy, and it was difficult, but beautiful experience.
Great, great, right? It's totally different though, the commercial aviation to the feeling of flying general aviation, which is where we start, right? So it's something I think you're looking forward to, right? Great, great. We have a new person that has just joined us. We have Ricardo there. Can you please, Ricardo, introduce yourself and join us in the conversation?
Hi, can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you, right?
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm Richard. I had my first solo in, I don't remember the date, I think January the last year. It was, I was a little nervous, but everything was okay. So to me, right now, I'm just waiting to fly again because we are in quarantine. So that is a little frustrating for us, but that's it.
How did you feel when your instructor told you, okay, you go alone, you go solo?
Well, I was a little tired because I had a couple problems to the landing, so that was very frustrating to me. But when Exegel told me that I was ready for my first solo, I have said, okay, this is it. I have to take my first flight. So the other things that I was very worried, I really want to cut my hair.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah, because of the baptism, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate it, but it's normal for us.
Right, right. Can you tell us about that, Ricardo? You know, not everyone here is a pilot, right? So, what happens after the first solo of a pilot, or what happened to you? Right?
Well, the first things that happened was my friends congratulate me. Sorry if I mistake.
Don't worry.
And then I had to take seat in a chair, and they started to cut my hair and pulling in cut my clothes and I remember they put me in oil, no grass or something like that.
Right?
That was disgusting, but it's a ritual, so it's
Exactly.
normal. Yeah.
You have to go through it. You don't get your
Yeah.
license otherwise, right?
Yeah. But I heard that when you are in a company like Latam, they return, no, they cut your hair again when you go to the pilot to captain.
All right, with the upgrade, right, from first
The
officer.
upgrade, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just the hair,
Only
nothing else.
no
Yeah.
oil this time, right?
Yeah.
Right. As Constanza was saying, there are a lot of first times during this career, which definitely mean the change of a process, right? And
Right.
as we know, it involves some hair cutting, right?
Mm.
Good. Thank you, Ricardo. Right?
You're welcome.
Maybe Phidias. Well, Phidias, you mentioned that you flew in the Army or the Air Force. I don't actually remember.
In the Army.
In the
I
Army.
flew in the Army, yes.
Right. And how was your first solo and your baptism?
Okay, really my first solo was about the February or March 1992. in Acarigua Airport in Venezuela. It was on board of Piper PA 228. The airplane, my instructor was the surname is Quijada, is my friend. It was during 1 hour, half hour with the instructor, and then half hour solo. I remember that I did 3 landings, 3 or 4 landings. Well, it was a mixture between happiness and nervousness. It was very amazing. It's a great challenge for us. It's unforgettable. There was a few traffic. Really, it was a few traffic. In spite of the Acarigua Airport at this time received commercial traffic like Boeing 727 or DC-9, but now this airport is almost closed. But it was very, very interesting and is needed for everybody pilots. In this experience, you know if really like it or not like it.
Exactly.
Fly.
Right.
Yeah.
It tends to be kind of stressing, and it's an instance in which where you put yourself to test, right? So as you say, at that moment you can decide, okay, this is for me or not, right? That's good. Thank you, Phidias, right?
Thank you for you.
Right. We have Anna, please, and Patricio. Who you maybe want to share some lights about your first solo, right?
I will do.
Right.
So I was so nervous and I missed a little bit because it was like 7:50 in the morning, and then at 8 it was the rush hour at the airport.
Okay.
Like the rush hour.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, and then I don't know, the Pilatus, the Gulfstream, the Falcon jets, they were all like waiting to take off. And I remember I was third in the line. I was number 3 to take off, and everything was good. I told ground, I told clearance that I was a student pilot for solo, and yeah, and then, it was my turn. I was holding short. I changed to tower, and then I asked them the request. And well, they say that there was a traffic on final, another airplane, another Piper Cherokee from a flight school, and I was like, okay, I will hold short. And I don't know, I got distracted, and with my phone, I don't remember, but I didn't hold the brakes, and I passed my nose steer, just a little bit of my nose steer of the hold short.
Right.
And then I just realized I put the brakes, and I was like, executive tower, Fort Lauderdale executive tower for Sierra. I just passed a little bit of my nose steer. And they were like, oh, executive tower, turn, just cross runway 9er and turn left to taxiway Charlie. And I was, okay, sorry. And then I just crossed. And yeah, I just have to hold like 30 minutes because there was a line of Gulfstream. And I was like, oh, it was so embarrassing. You guys are the first one to know this story.
Oh, how fortunate we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
right.
thankfully, nothing happened. The tower didn't give me a number. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, that definitely added some nervous to you before even taking off, right?
Yeah, I was like really anxious.
Yeah, right, right. And but for example, what about after takeoff? Did you feel more confident after that?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, definitely.
you could go.
After my first landing,
Mhm.
I was like, well, okay, I can do this once again.
All right, great.
And yeah,
And what about the communications, Anita? Because, well, for you guys, the first solo flight typically happens during the first 15 to 10, 20 hours, of experience. So we do have little experience with everything, the manual skills are the ones that we develop first, not necessarily the
yes.
rest, the communications and stuff. So you were flying at a control airport with a lot of traffic in English in the States. So how did you manage that after this situation, Anita?
Um, like I say, it was hard for sure, but the ATC, they were very, I don't know the word, comprehensible.
Right?
Yes, and they knew we were French. They knew our first language was not English, and they were knew we were student pilots, so they were like super calm, and yeah,
They really helped you with that, right?
yeah, yeah,
Me.
they really
Me.
helped me. They asked me if I wanted to take off, if I was sure, and it was like, yes, I just got distracted, and
Right.
I say sorry, and I was like, oof. They didn't give me a number because when you messed up in the United States, they give you a number to call after you land or wherever to call, and then you talk to an FAA. I don't know. So yeah, if they gave you a number, that's a bad thing. But
Mm,
no, they didn't give me a number.
that's good. It wasn't that bad, right? But you realized and
Yes,
took action to prevent that, right?
but
Great.
yeah,
Great, Anita. Right. Thank you. Thank you. And last but not least, of course, Patricio, right. Please
Okay.
share with us your solo.
Well, well, my first solo flight, if I honest, I was a little anxiety and little fear because it's my first solo flight. And I remember that that day was very windy, so I feel more anxiety. But when I prepare myself mentally and I focus on my task and I say, okay, this is all. This is the moment that all I wanted. So make it do it right. So I focus on my task and I take off. And when I was in the on air, and I feel very windy, and so I feel little nervous, but I control that. I was the only airplane at the area and was in Chacabuco. And I remember that the flight was like 3 p.m. maybe 4 p.m. And so I remember my first landing not was very good because rush, but the second last one was very comforting. I want more. I asked to my instructor if and when I going to fly alone again, and say okay, more slowly. You need more prepare, but you're okay. I passed the test. I feel very happy. I remember I arrived to my home and tell all my family, okay, I complete my first solo.
Right.
So I remember that moment with and very happy. And my instructor made me landing landing wrong way in my hair. So and I
Right.
remember that I have pictures, and then they show me, and I make a shower with oil, engine oil, So yes, you remember that day very like was, I don't know, yesterday? No, I don't know. I feel very comfortable, very happy. I remember that day like, I don't know, achievement, because that is all I want all my life. And so that is a very good moment of my life. I enjoy that. And that is, I always remember that with a love, a very love.
Yeah, of course, of course. Thank you, Patricio. So yeah, this is definitely like a medal that we pilots carry with us throughout our career, you know, after our first solo, and of course, a lot of achievements that come afterwards during the career, right? We're going to go now to watch a video, right? This is a 7-minute long video about one of the first solo flights of a student pilot that happens in the States. Okay, we're going to listen to the communications and the pilot controller communications and see what happens here. Then we're going to go with commenting about it, right? Let's go with that.
Charlie Tower, we are 249 X-ray, holding short of runway 9, are departing to the north.
Warrior 24906 X-ray, Beverly Tower, hold short of runway 9, landing traffic.
Hold short of runway 9.
Warrior 24906 X-ray, runway 9, full length, cleared for takeoff. Warrior 24906 X-ray.
Cleared to takeoff, 96 X-ray.
Tower, that Warrior just departed, the right main gear strut and wheel just fell off the airplane.
Roger. Warrior 24906 X-ray Tower.
Yeah.
Okay, Warrior 24906 X-ray, the WACO just said that your right main is now missing from the airplane. It's fallen off the airplane. Say your intentions.
Can I circle back to land?
Warrior 906 X-ray, affirmative. Are you a solo, ma'am?
I'm a student pilot solo, yeah.
Okay, it'll be okay. Just go ahead and circle the airport for now. Make a right turn to circle. We're going to get some people out to help you, okay?
Okay.
Pattern altitude 1,100, and you can make a right turn out, okay?
Okay.
Warrior 906 X-ray, just circle. We're going to get some people out to help you. Everything will be okay.
Okay.
Hey, Maggie, this is Greg. How you doing?
As good as it gets, I guess.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be okay. So you got plenty of fuel. You got the aircraft under control. So you're just going to continue circling. John's going to be here shortly, and we'll keep you updated. But we'll work it out.
All right.
Maggie, this is John. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay, you're doing a great job flying the airplane. Keep doing what you're doing. They're going to stage the equipment just in case anything's needed there, but we're just going to wait. We're going to take our time here. We got plenty of time. You got plenty of fuel. We got plenty of daylight. So just try to relax. And you always heard me say go back to basics. So we're going to work the basics here as much as possible, okay?
All right.
So Maggie, it's John again. They just did a final sweep of the runway to make sure there's nothing out there that's going to cause any problems. I can see you at altitude lining up the runway. So why don't you just continue down like you normally do? What I'm thinking is just have you fly down the length of 9 like you're doing right now. And then when you're comfortable, I'm going to have you turn and to the left and enter a left downwind on 09. Would that work for you?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, and I'll tell you, I'm going to keep an eye on you and maybe suggest when you might want to start the turn crosswind and downwind. We're going to do this just like we did. I know it's hard to say this, but treat it like much as like a normal landing as you can. So the power settings we've always done, the pitch for the airspeed, keep everything as normal as you can.
All right.
So Maggie, the other thing is we've looked at the part, we pulled that off the runway, we've looked at it, Bill Easton's looked at it. Greg and I have looked at the airplane through binoculars, so it's your right wheel that's missing. So and the plus side here is you got a little bit of a left crosswind. So if you use your normal left wing crosswind correction, that means the left side will touch down first, and you're just going to ease the right side down. It's going to try to pull to the right, so be prepared to use as much left rudder and left brake as you have to try to keep it on the center line.
All right.
Okay, Maggie, let's do a left crosswind turn, and you're going to be flying approximately a heading of 360.
All right. Left crosswind 360.
So Maggie, you're in a better position than I am to call when you want to turn left downwind, but give yourself plenty of room. You don't want to cut the base too tight. So as you turn downwind, make sure like the left wingtip, just the left wingtip is just touching the runway. That should give you sufficient spacing. Like I said, as much as normal as possible.
All right.
Looks real good, Maggie. You get enough spacing out there?
I think so, yeah.
We're not going to rush everything. This is going to be perfectly normal. If something looks wrong, I'll tell you to do a go-around, but we're going to do a perfectly normal landing here.
All right. Should I drop the flaps now?
Yeah, once you reduce to about 2,000, 2,100 RPM, and under the white arc, drop the flaps and trim it for about 80.
All right.
Okay, Maggie, let me know when you're comfortable and you're trimmed up.
I think I'm good right now.
Okay, so just like we've done it a lot of hundreds of times before, just kind of look back over the left wing. You want to be about a 45-degree angle from 9. And then bring the power back to, I'm going to say about 1,700 because there's not a lot of wind here, and just a normal turn to base. So you're going to be doing a left turn to a heading of 180 for that base leg.
I am turning now.
And everything is looking good, Maggie. Hang in there. Just keep doing what you've been trained to do.
I'm going to drop the second notch of flaps.
Okay, second notch of flaps and trim for about 75.
All right.
Okay, Maggie, as you're turning final, do you feel high or do you feel low?
I feel high.
Okay, let's reduce the power. Let's bring it back to about 1,400.
Okay, so I'm 14 and about 70 knots.
75 initially. So Maggie, when you're comfortable, go to full flaps.
I'm there now, sorry.
That's okay, you're doing a great job. Just remember that 09's your aiming point. Very light winds, Maggie, very light left crosswind, so that's all to your advantage. You're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm going to go back all the way on to power.
You're doing a perfect job, Maggie. Just treat it like a normal landing. It's going to try to pull to the right, so when that left main touches down, right main touches down. Yeah, beautiful job, Maggie. You got a whole bunch of people clapping for you up here. So just make sure you shut the mags off, shut the master off, and get out of the aircraft and away from it as clear as you can. Great work. Thank you.
Great job, Maggie. Excellent job.
Right. So great job, Captain Maggie, we have here, right? It was definitely a thrilling experience, at least to say, right? This happened on the 9th of September 2018. We have a Piper Cherokee that lost the right main wheel just after takeoff with a student pilot, 17-year-old girl, flying the airplane, right? So what are your first impressions after watching this video, guys?
And I don't know, I feel at the first time we feel here anxiety because you hear that at the voice recorder. But when she she talked to her instructor, you can feel him, and he was more calm down and focused on his task. and you can know that at the video you can feel the first anxiety, the first scare, but what the time goes rolling, and sorry, cuando el tiempo va pasando, and you can see he's more comfortable and focused. So I don't know, I feel he doing that very great, and but that's a very difficult experience, and especially it's your first flight solo. So I don't know, and not and everybody can do that maybe, and not everybody can control his fear at a situation like that. So I don't know, he doing very great.
Exactly, as we were talking about earlier, you know, the early stages of the flight instruction are just mainly focused on manual flying skills, you know, control your airplane and fly your airplane so you can go and, you know, do your solo. But in terms of emergency, that is something you train afterwards, right? So she got it with this, you know, like it was a forced experience, of course, right? Anyone else wants to share their point of view about this?
Yes.
Ricardo, please go ahead.
Yes, she landed with the door unlatched.
We don't know yet. Actually, sorry, we don't know. We don't know that, right?
It's very important.
That is very important. Why, Ricardo? Could you share that with the rest?
Because if the door get a deformation, you can't go out of the plane, and it's like impossible to break the plexiglass. And if the plane get fire, there is a big problem. You
Exactly.
must always, when you have an emergency landing, you must to land with the doors unlatched and open. Okay?
Unlatch, very good. Right, exactly like that, Ricardo, right? So we have to unlock the doors, and even better if we can open them manually before crashing, right? As Ricardo says. Very good. Thank you, Ricardo, right?
You're welcome.
Right. Any other impressions here that want to be shared?
Hi. It's very good, the comment of Ricardo. In fact, the emergency procedure for this aircraft, you must open the door before landing, emergency landing. Another question, another thing that I can see is that the job of Maggie, it was very good. In fact, the airplane was recovered, reconstructed. Another key in the in this event was the job of the flying instructor to keep the confidence of the instructor, transmitting the confidence and to feel sure of herself.
Exactly. And he was, well, he not only transmitted that during the flight training, but as well as during this through the tower, right? Which is was very important, as you say, Phidias, right? To make her feel confident and confident enough to be able to pull out this maneuver, right? Great.
Yeah. Thanks.
Right. Good, guys, right? So anybody else wants to share their opinion, or we continue?
I remember the last years I saw a new student pilot was flying with her instructor, and the instructor has had a heart attack. I don't know if you remember that news. So he has to land in the aircraft, but it wasn't her first solo flight. So I remember that I heard the audios of the flight, but thanks God, everything was okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember about that. Not so much. Nico, please, can you help us?
No, I remember that that it wasn't his first solo. It wasn't his first flight lesson. It was he don't know how landing, and he doesn't know how to fly an airplane. So it was more I don't know. I think he's more complicated.
Yeah, definitely, right. It's like instant pilot. Okay, first lesson.
Yeah.
Right.
Student pilot, commercial pilot.
That's it.
On one flight. And that's it.
Exactly. You get your license. Okay, go to do. Right, guys. We're 6 minutes past the hour, right? Just to summarize today's workshop. Well, concluding, that flying is always an adventure. Especially in the situations we saw here, you could be prepared, you can not be prepared, but after you take off, everything is just an adventure and pleasure for all of us as well, right? Since we're doing exactly what we like to do, which is flying, right? I want to thank every single one of you for participating today. We're very enthusiastic about this workshop. It's going to continue during the Fridays of May, so I really want to invite you to continue assisting, so we can go through different topics related to aviation, right? Before we leave, I would like to take a screenshot of all of us, so you can say hello to the camera. We're going to post this on the show, on our social media. All right? Would that be okay for you?
That's okay.
Yeah,
right.
no problem.
Right, this is better, so we can see each other. Okay, say hello now, right? I'm taking this.
Hello.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
First solo.
Right. Thank you, guys. Right, I will see you next week. Okay, I will send you the invitation.
Thanks for you.
Thanks for this meeting.
Thank you.